Hey guys, it's 3:52 a.m. in the morning, or I can say 8 minutes to 4. And I have woken up so early just to record YouTube videos. Even though I've scheduled a lot of videos already and it's been published, there are a few more additional videos that I have planned to complete which I couldn't by end of last month. And it's basically a spillover and I need to complete it. And also, my toddler has kept me awake, and you might hear a different tone of my voice today, and also a lot of background noise because of the cricket early in the morning. Because I stay in a kind of a rural place and not in the middle of the city. Let me do some YouTube setup right now. Because it's a weekend today, I'll be recording in bulk. So let me just take you through my studio, and it's not going to be a fancy studio like Peter McKinnon or any of those people. I am just doing it in one of the rooms which is not even painted in white, and yeah, that's going to be my recording. So I'll start with my recording today, and you get to know or you get to feel how I do things. Okay, so now that I can start with my recording and my setup is ready, let me start with the recording. So there are a few things that I do to manage my full-time IT job and also the YouTube, which I'm doing it partially and hope someday I will make it full-time. So there are a few important tips that I would like to share, and you might want to follow the same if you are doing a full-time job. It need not be IT job, it can be any job, but if you're doing YouTube along with another job, then there are a few things that you might want to consider, or at least the way how I follow. You can always implement the same, or you can try out your own stuff. So the first thing is the 2-minute rule, which I follow. So there is this strategy that was developed by David Allen, and that's the 2 minutes rule. Well, the 2-minute rule says any task that takes less than 2 minutes, it's better to complete it then and there. And also it's a good thing for me to take a short break of 2 minutes or less than 5 minutes, just go out and then come back and continue with my work, so that I can start focusing on things again. So anything that takes less than 2 minutes, it's always good to get it done then and there instead of procrastinating things later on. So that's one way to avoid procrastination. The next thing that I do is batch recording. You might have seen that I've woken up so early today just to do all kind of recordings. And it's a Saturday morning and I will be recording at least 4 videos today, and then do the bulk recording and video editing together, so that on Monday morning I'll have all of them uploaded on YouTube and scheduled. So I make sure that I spend at least 3 hours a day or 2 hours minimum in recording or editing or doing something on YouTube. It can be even analytics. Batching together tasks like editing multiple videos or recording multiple videos in one shot will definitely save your time, because you don't have to do the setup or dress up again for each of your recordings. The next point is I rarely watch TV, and I save a lot of time doing so. I don't even watch Amazon Prime or Netflix, and I rarely watch these two. I used to watch Amazon Prime before, but now I rarely watch. Instead, I just watch YouTube videos, which are much shorter clips, and I can take break as and when I want, even though I can do that in any of those apps. But that's not the case with the TV, and I end up in watching a lot of ads. Well, here is the stats, okay? So a simple 30 minutes TV episode is not actually 30 minutes. It's only 20 to 21 minutes of the TV serial. But the rest 10 minutes is all advertisement. If you do a little bit of math, for every half an hour you watch 10 minutes of ad. So for 4 hours of TV that you watch, you'll end up in watching 4 times. That's 80 minutes of ad. I'm being too calculative here, but let me tell you, these are small things that I did and that saved me in doing a lot many other things. And the next point is to have this Google Calendar, and it's completely free of cost, just like how you have your office calendar. You block all your schedules, even to do your tasks. Don't keep it empty, because You cannot focus on your task or else you'll be dragged into multiple meetings. We all follow that when it comes to office work, but why not implement the same when it comes to your home activities too? Maybe watching video or spending time with your family or writing a blog post or a newsletter or recording videos of this kind. So you can schedule all of these in your Google Calendar, and that's exactly what I do. I schedule my day every day in the morning, and it's super flexible. By the way, I cannot stick on, let me promise, I cannot stick on to those calendars even though I have everything over there. So I make necessary adjustments then and there multiple times. At least have something in the calendar and try to follow that at least for a month, and then you get used to that. That's exactly what I do, and I believe it is going to help in some way or the other. By the way, I've created a friend zone which you can join, where I'll be sharing a fortnightly newsletter. So go ahead, sign up. The link is in the description. Well, the next point is we procrastinate so many things. It's human tendency to procrastinate. So it's easy to think about some big task or some achieving 100,000 subscribers. It's easier to think that way than getting that thing done. Even for me to get the first 1,000 subscribers, it's extremely hard. So basically what I'm trying to say is it's human tendency to procrastinate things. So what I would suggest is do not keep things till the end of the sprint or end of the month or till the last minute. It can be studies or it can be any task for that matter. Do not keep it till the last day, even when it comes to filing your income tax. Whatever it is, just do it immediately whenever it's possible. So book a slot in your calendar and complete that task. Do not wait till the end. And coming to the next point, when it comes to focusing on a particular task, you cannot really focus on a task for more than, I guess, 45 minutes or 30 minutes. Well, during my childhood days, I remember one of my teachers, they had called my parents to inform that Ravindra just cannot focus in the classroom for more than 40 minutes. And we had 1 hour of class for every subject on a particular day, and I could hardly focus for 40 minutes or 30 minutes. And beyond that, I just used to get distracted, and that's what she had informed. And even today, even after so many years of my high school days, I still do the same thing. I cannot sit in one place for more than 30 or 45 minutes. My office meetings is something that I roam around, and I take all my phone calls from my mobile device. And I've got Teams installed on my mobile device, and I just wear my wireless headset, and then that's the walk that I do. And that's basically doing things in parallel. I just go for a walk and attend meetings. So it's the same thing when it comes to work. I've got this fitness band, and it will vibrate after 45 minutes or whatever time that I've set. So I just take a break, and then take a short break of maybe 10 minutes for every hour of work that you do, or 5 minutes of break for every 30 minutes of work that you do, and then sit and focus on your task. So divide that task into smaller chunks and try to complete those in the 30 minutes break. Well, the next point is I make sure to inform my teammates not to disturb me during my offline hours. I am strict about this. I've seen, especially the Indians, we work for 9 to 9.5 hours. That's the minimum number of hours that we need to report on a daily basis. But in reality, we end up in working for more than 13 hours or 14 hours. I cannot say how much super productive we will be, or it's unnecessary to work for more than 13 hours. And I've seen so many of them are afraid that they might lose their job. And once you start working for that long, and also on weekends, it will become a habit. So do not do that. So instead, just focus on 8 hours of work and that 1 hour of break, or 9 hours of work, or whatever the time that you're being paid for. You're not being paid extra for those additional hours. Even if you're paid, those are peanuts. Instead, you can utilize that time in doing something as a passive income, so that you don't have to worry about your regular income alone. Even in the worst case, if you lose your job, you have this passive income, or you can utilize this time in upgrading your skills. That's exactly what I do. Always make sure that you upgrade your skills and spend that time in generating some passive income, maybe out of photography or whatever you're interested in. Teach something that you're good at. So there are so many online ways to teach things, and you can make money out of it. It can be a passive income, and over time that income that you generate out of passive income might be equal to how much income that you earn. So try doing that, and do not work overtime. It's going to be a burnout, and you cannot do any of the things, and you'll never be happy with whatever you do. So check out this video on total burnout that I've created some time back. And also you might want to check out the card here, where I have discussed on the habits that I've implemented which has changed my way of doing things in my life. So if you like this video, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hit on that bell icon because I'll be sharing many more videos of this kind.